Namaste, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here. I am Nivedita and I help education customers embark upon their digital journey. And I'm representing Microsoft education team here, and I'm thrilled and excited to be here because, I know how much you contribute to our education, and I have been working in education only for a few years now, and I know the kind of challenges which you guys had to solve were unprecedented by any other industry. I've spoken to government customers who are catering to tribal students who are actually, taking printouts of books and sending it to them, not even, having availability of WhatsApp or Teams being installed or any other software with which they can interact. So I'm really happy to be here and talking to all of you and listening to all the insights and changes which we are undergoing in education industry. All right, so agenda for today here is to talk about the experiences which we bring to the table from Microsoft standpoint, as Suchitra also mentioned in the previous conversation, that it's not just about giving the right tools, it is also about giving the right experience. Will it be immersive? Is it engaging enough? Is it touching us at the right contact points so that the students are engaged? Are we actually getting right feedback? Are we actually getting right data to be working with the students who aren't really doing well, who aren't engaged? And what is the kind of content which is working with our students? And what is the kind of content which we can engage them with? So all of that holistic solution is what we have from Microsoft for education. The flavor of solution is very, very different for education industry, for higher ed, for the high schools, for primary schools, and I'll be giving you a glimpse of that solution. Of course, there are a lot of videos and resources, and of course, we are here to interact with you in case you want to delve deeper into the kind of solution which we provide. All right, so moving on, I just wanted to start with one project which has been spoken about a lot. It was done in 1999, wherein a PC was actually put in a hole here. It was a project done by Sony and NIIT around a slum area. And it intrigued those students from slums who just came in and started learning. They just, started experimenting with the mouse, started experimenting with the screen. And I'm talking about 99. In 99, my school didn't have a PC. So, and the insight from that is that when you give the tools to students, the curiosity which they're born with actually helps them learn a lot. Not just from technology, but also from the interaction which they have with each other. And that's the premise of the solution, the story which we talk about and try and implement with our customers. So you can actually search it online. It's a great story. There is a great TED talk on that if anybody is interested in exploring it in detail. All right, so we have spoken so much about COVID. Of course, Satya Nadella has spoken about it. We in technology have seen the change in technology implementation and its adoption. The technology gurus who they were predicting the kind of changes which will happen in the span of 5-7 years happened within 5-7 weeks or somewhere 5-7 months. I remember those days where people would call and say, oh, can we implement Teams? Can we implement Microsoft Office within 4 days, 5 days, over the weekend? That's how technology was implemented during COVID. So it actually did accelerate the whole process. We were going in that direction, but of course the acceleration was massive at that point. And now what do? We were responding to everything. We were, we were responding to the external stimuli. We were responding to the challenges we had. We had to run classes. We had to keep everybody safe. We didn't have enough information. We didn't have enough resources. Then we moved on to a stage where we were recovering from all of that. We started hybrid classes. We started maybe, taking a few students from, say, higher secondary, started coming to school, and primary was still continuing at home. We were trying to do all of those things post-COVID. And now we are in a more stable situation where we're trying to reimagine that, in those months under so much of pressure, we could change so many things. Now, if we plan, we can do so much more with that same technology. We can reach that last mile. We can reach the students who aren't able to be educated through those great students. We just spoke about that here as well, that you don't need to be physically in an IIT or in Harvard or anywhere to get that knowledge. That can be brought to you through the tools, through the digital tools which are available right here. So this is exactly where we are right now. We are reimagining our processes. We are reimagining the way we are imparting education. We are imagining the way students are collaborating with each other. They're doing projects with each other. And also, how are we imparting practical knowledge? Because again, we just spoke about how jobs are going to be changing. I've been working for a few years now, and I know how rampant that change has been. I'm a mechanical engineer. I work in a tech company. Doesn't matter anymore. It actually doesn't. You have to keep learning. And how do we embark that kind of knowledge to students? So we are partnering with a lot of our ISV partners, as we were mentioning before, wherein we are partnering and giving practical use cases from the industry to students to solve from technology standpoint, from coding standpoint. We have an offering called Minecraft, which is for primary students, wherein they can play and learn to code. So, they're just more interesting ways to learn than just mugging up what's written on the on just a 2D book. All right, so what does transformation look like to you? I'm sure everybody is at a very different phase of their transformation. And that's why, when we say we want to partner with you, because we want to hear you out. We want to understand where are you in your digital transformation journey, and how can we partner and get you to the next level where you want to be. So, and all of these can be, your focus area, starting from how do I engage my students more? And student engagement, of course, looks very different from pre-nursery to PhD students. I have a 2-year-old who goes to school, so I know, how difficult and challenging that could be to make her learn something on Teams. From campuses and classrooms, how do we inspire, excuse me, engagement? And you have device right here, and I urge you to have an experience of that. We are creating smart classes for our institutes across the world, so that the interaction is more engaging for students, as well as you can record those classes and then distribute that knowledge among a lot of other students. So that's something which we're doing with a lot of our institutes. We're working on skilling. So as we mentioned before, we have a resource called MS Learn. It's a great resource. We internally use it to learn. A lot of our institutes and higher secondary schools, teachers go on and learn, and schools have actually become Microsoft Showcase School, wherein they learn all the tools, how to use them, and how to actually achieve that digital transformation vision which they've set for themselves. We are working with a lot of institutes in their research as well. We were part of the research which happened for COVID. We're doing in genomics and physics, and across the world. In India as well, we are partnering with IITs, we're partnering with Tata Institute in cancer research, and these are the projects which are co-created with Microsoft. So that's also something, which might be of interest to a lot of higher universities here who are into cutting-edge technology research. And of course, personalized and memorable experience, that's where I think we come in play. We have a strength in teams which can be personalized for each student, and the kind of insights which you get are also very personalized, so that you extend help when the student requires that. Okay, so now for any transformation, of course, we need a framework, and the framework which we work with is keeping students, teaching, teachers, and academic research at the center of it. And of course, the security which makes it has to wrap across all of that. Without security, I think all of us will just fall flat in its face. So these are the 4 tenets which we work and embark upon digital transformation journey. We can, later at some point delve deeper into all of these things and what do we do in all of these tracks. All right, so focusing on the experience. How do we create that experience? So across devices, where our strength lies is Microsoft Teams for running your classrooms. The Teams which you download from an app is not the same which you get in an education flavor. It is very different. It is, there's a lot of research which has gone into how to keep students more engaged, how to have more tools within it, how to make them learn mathematics, different languages, how to make interaction better, how to have quizzes, how to have scores on top of that, how to run dashboards and insights on top of that for each and every teacher, each and every student, each and every subject, and for government schools, each and every district, each and every state. So at every level, you can slice and dice that data and see the insights and then take decisions onto, for example, which subjects needs more help, or which districts need more help, or which school needs more help. So all of that data, and you're not really doing much to connect that data. It just, students are on teams and they're entering the details and taking classes and tests onto that, which is actually then eventually giving you those insights on dashboard. Now we've been working with a lot of customers in India in education. Few of them I might want to just touch upon would be Teach for India. We are working with many state governments and higher ed institutes and British schools. So these are, the wide variety of customers who we're working with. British school is someone who's started using Minecraft as of now. State governments are implementing a lot of teams across their schools for students so that they can use it even on their phone in case they don't have laptops. State governments are working with Microsoft to come up with a lower cost device along with other OEMs so that those can be distributed to the districts which don't have access to devices. We've had challenges where there are districts in Jharkhand which don't have electricity for a few days. So they might need devices which will have longer power backup and more efficient power for usage for the students. So these are all the real life challenges which we are solving while collaborating with the state governments and higher ed institutes. And there are results, there are struggles, there are challenges, but we're trying to solve them together. All right, this is just to give you a flavor of what this looks like. Because, I know a lot of you might have seen Teams, but Teams right now looks very different. So you can create classrooms in that. You can create groups of students. They can have a lot of projects together. And I do understand that personal connection is a human need, which of course needs to be there. But if it can be mixed, added with an online collaboration, it can lead to much bigger results, and that's what we're trying to achieve here. So you can assign projects to students who collaborate together. You can check their assignments here. You can integrate it with LMSs which you are right now using or planning to use in future so that your lessons are right here. You can embed all of Word, PowerPoint, Excel, all of that in one place so that they don't have to go to different places to look for that document. Students can, in online world, collaborate together and do those projects in real time, which is called co-authoring of a particular document. So all of those features are available on Teams for students, for teachers, and for parents, which sometimes, we leave out in all of this process. I think there was a conversation yesterday with UP Education Minister wherein, they did speak about how parents play a big role. If parents are involved in a child's education, it actually leads to much higher results. And that's where we've seen a lot of our customers leveraging Teams again, wherein, they create groups with parents and interact and tell them about their progress. And, all three parties collaborating together leads to a bigger result. Now, after all of that happens, you have this insight is what I wanted to focus on. So a student who's not been active on Teams for a while, hasn't started an assignment, or there are a majority of the students who are doing those assignments late in the night. So you might be giving too many assignments, or a student who's lagging behind in mathematics, or in physics, or in general English language. So all of those insights are given here with respect to your submission, assignments, and student progress. And intervention can be done at the right time when it's required, so that we're helping all the students and carrying everybody together. It's no more that world where we just spoke about that. The person who comes first in class is going to be the person who's going to be doing well in life. We need to impart upon them a lot of life skills as well. So it's just in detail that insight. And there are many more of these. We do integrated with AI algorithm as well, which actually gives you insights on which is the student who might have higher probability of dropping out. And there is a lot of data which India has, and we can marry that data with the data you have in Teams here with your student interaction, and actually give an intelligence on which are the students who are at risk. We've done these kind of projects in the US and helped a lot of students proactively from dropping from school or from higher education, and see what we can do to help at the right time. And of course, all of these things are available on mobile as well, so that it continues the conversation wherever the teacher goes and wherever the student goes. And with that, I am at the end of my presentation. That was my time. Thank you so much. You guys are a great audience.
Thank you. If you could just stay for a minute, Ms. Nivedita, and may I request Sri Vikas Srivastava, Deputy Director, Secondary Education, Government of Uttar Pradesh, to please come on stage and present a small token of appreciation to Ms. Nivedita. Can we have the memento on stage? Sir, if you could please join us. Thank you so much. A round of applause, please, for Ms. Nivedita for this wonderful presentation. Ma'am. Thank you so much, Sri Vikas Srivastava and Ms. Nivedita. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.